Walter, February 26th, take one.
Also known as Brad's birthday.
That's right.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday. All right, let's open up, everybody. Will somebody lead us in happy birthday? Somebody sing. Here's a Brad. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Azrael. Happy birthday to you. Woo!
Thanks all so much.
You have a no edits, no filter birthday, dude. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well,
Are you?
hey, I think this is the second No Edits birthday.
Is it really? Who had the first one?
We did.
Matt?
I don't remember.
Matthew had it. Matt Sternberg had it.
wanna say
I
it
think
was
you did
Matthew.
too. I think so too.
Yeah.
At least on record, it was the first.
So you look pretty good for 45, man. Is that right? You
Oh,
told me-
snap.
45?
In 10 years, yeah.
45.
Yeah.
10 years.
You're
10 years behind, actually.
You're 25?
25.
25.
Or are you 52?
Yeah.
Oh,
I can't remember being 25.
It was.
I sort of do.
it's just-
That's a long time
Yep.
ago. John, that was a long time ago, wasn't it?
Yeah,
25 years old.
it's 65 years.
Who is? No, you're not.
hey.
Y'all, everybody doing well? John, what do we do here on No Edits, No
We're
Filter?
talking about autism, sports, movies, and
Autism, sports, and movies,
autism, sports, movies, and political matters,
and political matters, and birthdays.
and birthdays and anniversaries.
And anniversaries. That's good. Well, welcome everybody. Happy Friday. I'm glad you're here. Good faces. Good to see you. Raining outside, I think. Is it still raining?
I don't think so, but it's still cloudy out there.
We've had snow. We've had.
That was a week
We've had
ago.
a COVID outbreak.
We've had a COVID outbreak. We've had 70-degree weather, and yet here we sit, all in a week, sitting in a circle on a Friday. I love it.
Yeah.
Celebrating your birthday.
Yeah.
Good. Well, we sit around and talk about something, don't we, John?
Yeah,
Hey, Tom, what did we talk about?
Look, Riley, you're on.
Or what are we talking about today, Tom?
Well, we have a subject today that actually got poo-pooed earlier that she didn't like. And I said that
earlier.
I said what I wanted to talk about, and Haley goes, I don't know. I don't know if that's really not a good subject to talk
He got pee though.
about. I did.
Hey.
So,
Hey, John, what's wrong with you, man?
the subject matter today, John, you have a saying that's on the wall in there in the store. Do you know what it says?
Ready for my creativity.
Y'all ain't ready for my creativity.
Y'all ain't ready for my creativity.
You said that one day. Tell me what you meant by that, John.
Well,
One last piece I forgot to speak.
well, I don't know. I really know.
What did you mean that we weren't ready for your creativity?
That's a joke.
Osmo
then
speeding.
chill.
I meant tentacle speeding.
Which you just dropped.
That's all right. So, have you been creative all your life?
No.
When did you start getting creative?
I don't remember. I wasn't really creative. I don't know. That's something you asked me one time. Like you asked me about like he's mental sweat. He's not really mental sweat.
Like Matt says, mental sweat, and you
Yeah.
say y'all ain't ready for my creativity.
I'm just I don't know.
Well, I want to know today. I want to talk about creativity. We are in a place that is creative. We're here at Westwood Avenue and on the Avenue. I've been in the creative services game for way too many years, a lot more years than you've been born. And we all have a creative bent. You know, we've got illustrators and writers and filmmakers and designers and writers and podcasters and layout artists and moviegoers and reviewers, and everybody's got a
Oh, my.
Yeah. What's that, Rita?
Is it lions and tigers and bears?
Oh,
my.
Exactly. And so I want to know why creativity is important and in our lives. And I want to talk a little bit about creativity because I believe here at On the Avenue for sure that creativity helps us all gain confidence and build a little bit of our community.
Yeah.
And so I want to talk about creativity today. Anybody want to jump in first and tell me why creativity is important, Leo?
It's absolutely important. It's necessary for inventions. It's necessary for movies. It's necessary for video games. It's necessary for building designs and car designs. It's necessary in a culinary world. The list goes on and on.
So creativity is a part of all parts of life, right?
Yes, and it all has one thing in common.
Ooh, I want to hear this. What?
Autistic genes.
You know, I believe it does somewhere. And Hans Asperger once said that in order for science or art, there needs to be a touch of autism involved. And I think there's something true to that. And why do you say that? Why do you think that's true? Anybody want to chime in? Why would autism help bolster creativity?
I think something about that I've noticed with people with autism or having autism or being on the neurodiverse spectrum is that some of the biggest franchises in the world, like for instance Pokemon, that big card game, video game series, that was created by somebody who has autism. His big niche was he loved insects, and then he started designing little characters, little monster, little guys, and then it just blew up.
Cool.
He blew up, and Pokemon is everywhere. It's on your phone, it's on T-shirts, it's on bags, it's everywhere. And I think it's something that can help people with autism realize too. It doesn't matter that you have autism because you can still express yourself and be creative and still be successful in life.
That's awesome.
Like taking something so small as an interest of loving insects into something so big, into one of the world's biggest franchises that is celebrated like every year.
That's cool. So what is it about autism
Well,
that adds a little bit of creativity to
well,
things?
I just it's kind of when I first started with Dieter. Yeah, he wanted me to sit over here when we had work over. He said, "John, sit here." I said, "I'm with." Dieter insisted me to. Dieter insisted me to sit here. I was here to work that day, and it's just, that's where the creativity came from.
So he recognized that you were working, but wanted to see what you could do in the world of creativity.
Yeah.
And challenged you, right,
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's when that creativity started coming out.
Yeah.
Had anybody ever asked you before that, John, to share your creativity with them?
No, not really.
Not really. So Dieter helped unlock that for you
Yeah.
by being a friend and,
Yeah.
and asking you and challenging you a little
Yeah.
bit. Cool, that's awesome. Riley, you were going to say something.
I was. To both Rhea and Leo's points about creativity and the autistic genes, it takes a certain person to see one thing a certain way, and their world is changed forever.
Interesting.
Like, for example, the guy who invented Pokemon never in a million years thought that his little niche, because of his that developed because of his autism, was going to grow into a multi-million-dollar business.
Yeah.
And then eventually involve someone that was on an earlier episode of No Edits.
Yeah.
To score a movie.
Yeah. I think that something really important about creativity is that it's a blank canvas. If you go biblical, create is from nothing. God created the heavens and the earth from nothing. He made man in his image. So he made things later on when he had some stuff laying around, I guess. But creating is from nothing. And I think there's really something about taking something that doesn't exist and bringing it to life. And I think that's creative. Leo, you so wisely said it earlier. It can be in food and culinary or car design or lots of different things that you wouldn't normally think were creative fields. But everything takes that blank canvas to fill it up with something, right? I mean, it's not just art and writing and movies and things. It's anything in life. I have creative parenting. I have an 11-year-old, believe me, I have to be a creative parent every day to challenge that 11-year-old young man to be a kind young man. You have to be creative.
And to not be on Fortnite every single minute.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Sorry, Thomas, I called you out.
That's okay. But that's an interesting point. Somebody said once that inventions, I think you said it earlier, and creativity and things are born out of boredom. And if we don't allow ourselves to be bored, a little bit. We keep filling ourselves with stuff like Fortnite or YouTube, and it's always just being inundated. We don't listen, and we don't sit and create from nothing. That boredom causes some of that creativity, maybe.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah, man.
I've hearing you just say that. Some of my best Rowdy Rileys came out of pure boredom
Okay.
from the initial lockdown.
Right. Exactly. Back in March when you started thinking of things because you didn't have anything to do, so you started thinking of things to do.
I mean, my two. There was a portion of one episode that both you and Dieter thought were great, and then there was one episode that y'all both loved, and it had some retooling to do.
True. But those came out of
But
a little bit of boredom.
But 4 episodes of Rowdy Riley's sports review came out of boredom.
There you go. Dave, what do you think? What do you think about creativity? Why is it so important to us?
Well, I think creativity is a key element to express your own views, what's in your mind, the way things ought to be. You have something almost locked up in your mind. You want to unlock it. You want to just say it. You're eager to say it, to share it. So I've been creative pretty much for the most part of my life, ever since early grade school and on. Graphic design is in my blood. Always has been.
Yeah.
Desktop publishing, all that. So, creativity is definitely part of my life.
I want to go into what you said. It's something in your mind you want to get out, so you creatively have to express that somehow, right?
Yes.
You've said something before around here that's really cool, Rita. It's about you have a voice. And in this circle, we have a safe place we can share things that is really important to be able to do. I think that's creativity, right? Being able to express yourself. Is that correct, Dave?
Yeah. I'll give you an example.
Okay.
I've always had a fascination with cranes.
Cranes.
Yes, with the long boom arm.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just something that it just stands out
Okay.
from everything. What's the first thing you see about a crane? The long boom.
Right.
That's what you see more of than the little cabin. And it just looks almost odd. These axes going up.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then seeing a crane in the fog, it just gives it that eerie effect.
Okay. Cool. Dustin, what do you think? What do you think about creativity? You've started dabbling your hand in some creativity. I hear you're quite the artist these days.
Yeah, he's taken the. Sorry to interrupt. He's taken the outlining Cody's stuff like a duck takes to water.
Have you?
I guess you could say that.
Well, that's cool, man. Why is creativity important to you?
I guess just say I'm natural.
Okay, shut up, disembodied voice, Dieter.
I'm a natural.
I did not see that coming.
I love it.
As Matt would say, it's my saying.
No, seriously, why is creativity important to you in your life?
I guess it gives me a chance to and try something I've barely even done before.
That's cool. But you're a consumer of creativity, I would say, aren't you? You love to do what? Watch movies.
Yeah.
So movies are a creative outlet for someone. They've imagined something and they've created something. So we consume creativity, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's important. I think since the days of Adam and Eve, somebody's been entertaining someone with creativity in some sort of way. Brad, on your birthday,
Yep.
talk to us about creativity, man.
Yeah, mine's kind of like how Dave views it.
Okay.
Well, other than like Illustrator or anything like that, but for me as a video editor, there's something I can use for creativity, and whether it's in like Adobe Premiere or DaVinci Resolve, I know like very little bit like visual effects.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's something about that I can do. Like, remember, some of you might know about like this snowy video I did around here recently.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, so part of that was like learning how to use like a visual effect wisely.
And if I recall hearing Dieter say he wasn't even sure how to do that, and you figured it out.
I did.
That's awesome, man. That is excellent.
Well, hey, since the topic's creativity, you also used DaVinci in another creative way. Almost a month ago, for Haley's present from you.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. In fact, I don't even know if I told some of you about that.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So
Did you get a present from Brad Aswell?
I sure did.
yeah, do you want to talk about that?
Uh-oh. We were wanting to hear from you, so let's hear about it.
It was a lovely drawing from Brad.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And what was it about?
It was a portrait of me.
Oh, awesome.
It strongly resembled me.
That's
Right.
So Brad did a portrait of you
For my birthday.
for your birthday, and you did a portrait of something that just showed up here at the place. What did you do a portrait of?
Oh, my birthday cake.
No.
No.
What did you just gave it to somebody this morning?
Huh?
You just gave it to somebody in the office this morning,
Oh, Sarah. Sarah's cat.
and you drew a picture of it, didn't you?
Yeah.
That's using your creativity.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, yeah, you were asking, one day the creativity came up because you were asking what, I said, I accidentally said that right from my creativity, man, I actually said metal, sword nut, and all that.
Yeah, that's right.
Tom.
Yep.
Can I do one thing real quick?
I don't know.
You can actually get some more of John's drawings on the Avenue.store.
Look at you, a shameless plug for our store. Thank you. Yes, you may do that now that you've done it. Haley, I'm gonna come around to you. You hadn't heard from you. I want
Sorry,
to know
Tom.
about creativity.
I had to do it as soon as you mentioned.
I appreciate the ad. That's good.
Yeah, she's got a quiet.
I'm just listening.
Well,
I like
I
to
want to
hear
hear
you
what you have
guys
to say. So, you're
I-
a graphic design major, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Tell us about your creativity and why it's important to you.
I have been experiencing creativity in a way different way this semester. I'm a graphic design major, but my interests are kind of all over the place. I took a directing for film class this semester, so I've been having to direct films, which I hardly know anything about. So just kind of jumped right into the hardest film class there is, having taken none of the prerequisites for film.
Fun. Of course you did
And
that.
it has been such a blast. I've been literally, like, you guys would laugh at me. I told the film class at school that they'd be totally cracking up at the fact that I'm Googling how to create a shot list, how to do all the things, like, days before production. I mean, I've never known how to write, like, the Hollywood standard of a script and all these things. And all of a sudden, like, having to get all this stuff together to create the scene recreation. And now I'm shooting a short film, and it's so much fun, and I love having to learn at this pace. And I'm still doing like freelance graphic design stuff, and then I'm also doing like production design, but then I'm also like redoing websites for things, and then I get to be here, and I'm getting to do like all sorts of things of creativity. But I think like one of the main things that I've been thinking a lot about lately is failure with creativity, because I feel like that's one of the main things that's always held me back from stuff, as cheesy as it always sounds, because I think what's prevented me from trying a lot of these things is truly thinking, well, why would I take a class in that with a bunch of seniors or a bunch of people who have been doing this for so long, who already know what they're doing? Why would I embarrass myself in front of these people? Or why would I post this thing? Or why would I make a website full of a bunch of stuff that I'm not really proud of yet?
well, why not just put it out there right now and just like you can edit it as you go along? And why not? Because if you don't do it now, then I'll never do it. It's never going to be perfect. My stuff is never going to be exactly where I want it. Even when I have the final edit, there's still little tweaks and stuff I'm going to want to make. There's still always going to be. And then it's also like the idea that there's always the capacity for failure, but then there's also the capacity that it can be really great. So why not just try it? And then like, I think recently, as I started making things I've always wanted to do, I had that feeling of, oh my goodness, wow, like this used to be an idea, but now it's here. There's a physical thing of this, and that feeling of, oh my goodness, it was an idea, but I could have actually done it. And now like the idea that I'm getting to make things with my friends, and regardless if it turns out like poo-poo, it's awesome that I even have the ability to do these things, and that creativity is just such a gift. And I do believe that all people are creative. It sort of saddens me when I hear adults say, oh, that's so neat, like you're a graphic design major, I just wish I was creative. And I'm like, oh my goodness, you are. Like, who said that you weren't? Was it just because you stopped taking drawing lessons after 5th grade because schools don't put enough money into art programs, or whatever it is? I think that everybody is creative just because your thought process is different, because you're like engineers are creative, doctors are creative, parents are creative, cooks are creative. It's just like Leo was saying, it's
Exactly.
creativity is endless in options. And I've been thinking so much about this lately. But anyway, big rant. Thanks for listening.
I love it. Two things you said really resonated with me. One was the fact that creativity, you're afraid to fail at it. Creativity is subjective, so
Right.
I don't know that there is a pass-fail in creativity. It may not be what you saw in your head that ended up on paper, or ended up in the words, or ended up in melody of music or whatever, but there is no pass-fail. It's just creating, and that's one thing. And the second was collaborative creating. I love that, because we do a lot of that around here. Nashville's a songwriting town. We've talked about this on the show, but Nashville's such a songwriting town. And I've written a lot of songs with a lot of different people, and there's something cool about sitting down and creating with someone else, kind of playing off those things that someone else has given you. And I love that. I love create without the fear of failure, and create with others. You're working with Cody, not being in the same room, but he draws something and you're working with him and his art, and it's coming out. Some new modern day artists took a bunch of old Bob Dylan lyrics from the 60s that never had music written to them and wrote music to
The
them.
new basement tapes?
Yeah, the new basement tapes. And so how cool is that Marcus Mumford and all those guys, and Dawes and Elvis Costello and those guys all got to write with Bob Dylan, not currently, but write with Bob Dylan from 1964 when those lyrics were really written. That's cool. That's a cool thing.
And to add to your point, so did Old Crow.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. So creativity's. I'm writing a song right now. This is kind of I'll throw this out there as we start to close on the word creativity. I'm working on a song and it's hard. It's not coming out right now, but the premise of it is, where do the gifts go when we're gone? So where do our gifts go when we're gone? Like, I've learned to play guitar over my life, design. You're a layout artist. Everybody has these gifts
I
that God
remember
gave us.
when Adam was here, he used to play the guitar.
He did. That's right. So where do those gifts go when Adam's gone? Where does Adam's gift of music go when he's gone from the planet? And I think there's something really cool about that, to think that it's in the ethos, it's in there, and we all are kind of a part of this overall creativity world that exists, and we tap into it. Yeah, Rita?
I think like when it comes to creativity, it also goes along with the inspiration. Like
Okay.
somebody, like for us, like I sit when I'm sitting next to John and I'm watching him use variety of colors with just no like his own way of coloring. It inspires me because I'm like, yeah, let me try doing different colors. Let me branch out from using my usual paints and blues and purple. Let's bring red in here. Let's bring gray.
So he drives you to be more creative, or he inspires you, to use your word, to do something different.
So like there's all these famous musicians, music artists, filmographers out there who have passed away, yet they still live today because their works have inspired multiple people.
I love that.
Like
I-
it's still inspiring to this very day.
So maybe it's not gone. Your gift isn't gone. It's still handed down from generation to generation to generation, whether it's a painting you've done or a song you've written. That's really a cool thought. I like that a lot. Yeah, some of my favorite artists as I get older are passing away.
Yeah.
And it's their music that has driven my life. And so it's a sad moment, but there's also something really cool about the fact that they will live on forever through their music or their art.
It's like when Stan Lee passed away. He's one of the biggest in the comic book industry, yet just because he's gone, it's not like he is gone. We still see him, we still feel him, we still are inspired by all the works or he created or co-created with, because you look everywhere, there's always Marvel comics. You look everywhere, you're always going to see Captain America, you're going to see Spider-Man everywhere. And it's always Stan Lee helped with that. And so Stan Lee is never gone type of thing. It's like a bunch of actors there, like when Adam West passed away. Batman is still here, and we still can picture Batman running on the boardwalk with the bomb in his hand.
That's
we
right.
still picture that Batman.
I see even cartoons that were cartoon actors were replaced.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like cartoons. They still stick
Yeah.
with us.
That's right. That's exactly right.
And-
I think that's really cool. I want to say this real quick, Riley. I think that I asked the question early, why is creativity important? It's because it captures things from generations in the past and lets it live into the future. I think that's a really good point there, Rita. Maybe you just answered the question we've been trying to answer. Yep.
So, there was a Adam Sandler stand-up on Netflix
Mm-hmm.
where he literally dedicates a song to Chris Farley.
Right.
And one of the lines, I may be butchering this line, but if you don't slow down, you'll end up like Belushi and Candy. Don't worry, those guys are my heroes. So, and that's going back to your legacy
Yeah.
will live on in someone else's creativity.
That's awesome.
We're constantly passing it down to people throughout the generations and whatnot. Like Looney Tunes. Looney Tunes has been going on for what, 75 to 80 years?
And Mel Blanc's not here anymore. That's exactly right.
And we
Yeah.
still hear
Well,
them.
what at times the cartoon characters were replaced by others.
That's right, John. Cartoon characters were replaced.
Yeah,
by
because they get tired, they can do other things
Yeah.
and all that. Yeah, sometimes that's like every that's just like every year that new cartoons come out because people get tired of the same routine all the time.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. So new creativity is
Yeah.
coming out, things that are new, and now things that are old are new again. I mean, it's amazing how that happens. So, really good discussion, guys. I like it. It's not a poo-poo subject, by the way.
I was
It's a good
being
subject.
silly with you.
I know you were kidding me. And it's important that the reason I picked this subject is that tonight is the Nashville Advertising Awards. It's the Nashville American Advertising Awards that our own Dieter Spears has produced and
Spent hours of his life.
labored. He lost a week of his life to give to the Nashville Advertising Federation this week. And so kudos to you. Everybody tune in at 5:30 tonight. Get a link from Riley.
Or at
And,
least those of you physically here will get a link from
There you go. And so creativity. There we close it out. John, how do we close these things out?
Wait, time out.
Oh, wait.
I want Brad to do it.
Because it's his birthday. Can he do it tonight?
Yeah.
Well, I don't actually say that word.
He doesn't say that word.
Dadgummit.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Maybe he doesn't want to do it.
All right, then, John, it's on
Big
you.
ass taco.
What'd you say?
Big ass. I like tacos, but more subscribes, big ass tacos.